Well, earlier today I recorded a video about cancel culture and the earliest victims of cancel culture because I didn't really have that much to say about Gina Carano getting axed by Disney. And I wanted to comment on the story in a way that was not just reactive, but was reflective about this phenomenon of cancel culture, and where it came from, how it began, what it all portends. And just in the last couple of hours, I have gotten wind of something that is very interesting with regard to the Gina Carano story, which maybe you've already heard of, which is that Gina Carano has been rehired by none other than the Daily Wire. That's right, Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire outfit, which is now branching into cinema. Already has one feature, I believe. And Gina Carano has been hired by Shapiro, and she's going to write and direct, I believe, something for Shapiro's company. This is interesting for several reasons. Now, I know that a lot of you are going to be cynical about this because I understand where you're coming from. Although I'm not as harsh on someone like Shapiro as I think some of you are. He's definitely, a conservative insider type. He could even be called controlled opposition, kind of a National Review type conservative. Maybe not as bad as National Review, because they really suck these days. But it's very interesting to me, and I think that even those of you who are harsher on Ben than I am have to reflect that this is an interesting move, given that Gina Carano is not exactly what you would call a kosher conservative. Now, granted, she's not a white nationalist or anything like that, but she is somebody who has made fun of the whole usage of pronouns in Twitter and on social media. She is a QAnon believer, apparently, from what I understand. She's somebody who has mocked the wearing of masks and who doubts the official story of the virus, and is anti-lockdown, anti-masker, and she's somebody who has said that she thinks that the election essentially was a fraud. Now, in all of these ways, she's definitely not within the mainstream conservative hive mind. So it's very interesting that she's been hired by the Daily Wire, by Ben Shapiro, and I think Shapiro is going to take some flack for this, probably from some fellow so-called conservatives, from basically neocon types and rhino types. He's gonna catch it from some of them, because Gina Carano is definitely not within that mold, and so whatever his reasons might be, maybe he just sensed a financial opportunity, or maybe he actually thinks that cancel culture is shitty and wants to fight against it and has got some fuck you money, and is willing to put his differences with Gina Carano aside, as far as some of the things that she said that have been more outside of mainstream conservatism. Is she maybe, and he's willing to put those things aside just to make a point. Either way, whatever it is, I think it's very interesting, and I think we have to give Ben Shapiro some props for this, grudgingly, maybe, Maybe you don't think he's doing it for the right reasons. He might not be doing it for the right reasons. Again, maybe he just sees a cash opportunity. But even so, it's significant and it's interesting, and I'm happy for Gina Carano. I'm happy for any strike against cancel culture. And again, while I'm not somebody who especially trusts or is especially fond of Ben Shapiro, again, I'm probably the middle ground between some of you and some of you who just think very lowly of him, and the I don't know, the mainstream conservative establishment. I'm probably somewhere in between. And the middle of the road is the worst place to drive, as Roddy Piper said in They Live. But I do think it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting occurrence, and I'm interested to hear what anybody has to say about it, as far as making sense of it all. So there you go. Thanks for watching. My name's Andy Nowicki. You can check out my work at altrightnovelist.com.